Hey everybody, welcome to Old Roommates! Today on the show, we revisit two music videos of one-hit wonders from 1991. I'm Too Sexy and Good Vibrations. So, come on! Feel it! The revisit is about to begin.
Welcome everyone to Old Roommates, the only podcast that revisits pop culture through a middle-aged lens. This is Christina.
And this is Brian.
And I guess I should be thankful that you didn't say, I'm too sexy. But yes, we are revisiting two of these one-hit wonders from 1991. I'm Too Sexy from Right Said Fred and Good Vibrations from Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Brian.
Featuring Lolita.
Oh, Lolita Holloway, right?
Yes.
So, for those of you who have not listened to one of our video revisits, what we do is we take two videos and revisit both of them. And at the end of our episode, we decide which one we keep in our imaginary vaults and which one we destroy forever, never to be seen again.
Yes.
So we'll break it up. What did you watch first, Brian?
I watched I'm Too Sexy first.
Oh, good. Me too.
Okay, good.
Okay. So we'll talk about I'm Too Sexy, and then in the second half of our episode, we will talk about Good Vibrations. Yeah. Brian, tell me your history of I'm Too Sexy.
Well, I think anyone who's familiar with me or the podcast knows that I am a gay homosexual. And
you're a gay homosexual? Doesn't that
I know.
It's make you a heterosexual?
This makes me a happy gay. But I appreciate this video because, quite frankly, these guys were muscly and often shirtless, right, said Fred. And I will never forget the sexual awakening I experienced when they get out of that red car and the guy pulls their shirts off as they're walking by. Yeah. I have forever hated that earring. But the song was so fun. I love this song. Gosh. I love this song. The video, to be honest, I liked them. I thought they were goofy. I never took them seriously, which was kind of nice because they are muscly guys and the shaved heads and all that. But they were so goofy that I liked it. But I never took them, to be really honest, I never took them seriously as musicians. I never took them seriously as singers. This felt very novelty to me, but I was a fan for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by the way, July 15th, 1991. I want to say this now because Good Vibrations was released July 16th.
Are you kidding
1991, the day after.
Wow.
The day after. So again, these muscly, and we did this because they're both from 1991, but these are both muscle videos. Yeah. So Kristen, how about you?
Funny.
The I'm Too Sexy video.
So I have a, similar story. Yeah. I'm not a gay man. I'm not a gay woman. Yet I do appreciate a muscly man. Right? And a shirt getting ripped off of them. Yeah. Sure. But what's funny about this is I didn't really remember the video that much. Okay. I mean, I remembered it a little bit. But I do remember the song. The song, I feel like it's still kind of popular. You can't say I'm Too Sexy without having that going in your head. Yeah. And it's funny because you're saying you never took them seriously, but I don't think they were supposed to be taken seriously for this song.
Well, there was an album.
I know that
they had another song called Don't Talk, Just Kiss. And then they also went to number one only in the UK, not here, with a song called Deeply Dippy. Oh. And yeah, that was from 1992, but that was only in the UK. Yeah. So, but I guess my point, though, is that, they were legitimate. They had an album, but it was even as a dance song, I never took it seriously. Right.
But let me think about the lyrics. It's I'm goofy. Too sexy for my shirt. I'm too sexy for my cat. Obviously, it's a joke kind of song to begin with. But the music itself is good. And it's catchy.
You hear that intro, that bum, 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 and it's you just want to dance.
You really do. And then, as far as the video, so I liked the song a lot. I thought it was funny and cute, but weirdly enough, smart. Just because it's making fun of everything. But the video, I felt like it was appropriate for the song. right? Like, because it is, you know what I mean? I didn't expect anything too serious or great choreography or great cinematography or anything like that. It was really, I thought, well done for what the song was. I liked that they had...
You're still talking about then?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I just thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Just fun. So what about now? What were your first initial thoughts about...
Because I do my due diligence, I watched this music video about 11 times.
Oh.
But, again,
were you in your bed when you were watching it?
I still enjoyed the ripping of the shirts and the muscly guys. The shaved heads. I do think one is considerably cuter than the other one.
Yeah, the one that's mostly on... Yeah.
Oh, no, I disagree.
Oh my
I thought
God,
the other
really?
guy was cuter.
Aww.
Yeah. But things that jumped out at me, I was like, is that Gina Davis? Like, in the very first model... that she's like posing. I was
I know
oh
what
my
you're
God,
talking
she looks
about.
so much like Gina Davis. She's never seen again.
I don't
she's
think
in, like, the
that's
first.
her.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But she looks so much like Gina Davis in the first 15 seconds. One thing that really stuck out to me through my middle-aged lens that did not occur to me then. They show not one but two guys playing the bass guitar. Christina, when do you hear a bass guitar in I'm Too Sexy? I think it's never. Do you hear a bass guitar?
Is that the dum, 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 dum? Like, is that that's the bass?
To me, it just sounds like a digital, like a keyboard.
Maybe,
like,
I don't know.
Everything, it just feels so digitized, the song, that I'm like, I don't know if I'm hearing
I feel like there is a bass line, but I don't know.
Oh, good.
I don't know
I want to be wrong, but I will also say there are two bass players.
But I don't think you need two bass players. That's an excellent point. Yeah, we don't need two bass players.
I love the men being ogled and exploited, but by the women taking pictures. But I just wish they weren't in bikinis.
I know.
It would have been so much more powerful if the women were in like suits.
Yes.
And really ogling, or even like in like sports attire or something.
Right.
And like ogling these two guys on a catwalk.
That would have been really good.
Would have been great.
Yeah.
But they were in bikinis, and it kind of lost something for me.
Yeah, it was a little unclear why they were in bikinis. So I agree with you. Yeah. I thought this video was great. It felt very raw to me, which was great. So what was I said, how long did it take to write this song? And it may have taken the same amount of time to make the video. I feel like they were just playing around and like, here, grab me a video recorder.
And stock footage of fashion shows.
Yeah.
There was no rhyme or reason. I was a little disappointed in the stock footage. I feel like if they're going to do that, they should have almost used like more like weirder runway stuff. It was almost too real. Like the runway footage they used.
Yeah, it wasn't huge contrast.
It wasn't edgy. It wasn't even like sexy.
Right.
So I kind of wished it would just been sort of more edgy throughout the stock footage stuff.
That makes sense.
I wrote, nothing in this video feels synchronized or really truly to the beat. You're watching them play instruments, nothing is to that beat. They're taking pictures, nothing, or like the editing of it, nothing is like to the beat of the song.
Right.
To your point, it feels very thrown together.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think they probably did this in one afternoon.
For like $175.
Yep, if that. Seemed like a lot of their friends are in these videos, that sort of thing.
Well, and I do love the last few shots of them, like, laughing.
Yes.
Yeah, and smiling.
They're having a good time.
Having fun.
It's a great vibe. Yeah. It's really fun to watch, actually. I feel like it was very entertaining, and I wrote down, like, it's just so stupid, it's funny.
Yes.
Like, just both the song and the video.
In my research, the video was often shown in a lot of clubs. And people would do, because, 91, I was not in too many clubs then.
Right.
But it was like people were doing catwalks on the dance floor to this song.
Super fun.
Which is interesting because how many views on YouTube this thing has? 35 million views.
Wow.
Mark Wahlberg's, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch featuring Lita Holloway. 14 million. That shocks me.
Wow.
This has more than twice as many views. And I wonder if it's because it's the sort of iconic dance type video that it's being shown in bars even now.
Well, here's another thing too, and I don't know if this matters, but I don't know how long it is. Is it like 2 minutes?
Oh, I don't.
It seemed very short.
It does seem very short.
And the Good Vibration one is like 4.5 minutes.
Right.
So, I mean, that might make a difference. I'm not sure I'm going to watch Mark Wahlberg's video again, although I did twice this time. But I don't know if I'm going to watch that more than twice because it's so long. Whereas, like, this I'm Too Sexy one, you can watch over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty low budget. I think it would get on my nerves. I mean, when you say watch, it's like, would I watch it or would I listen, you know? So, some trivia. This song went number one. In Australia, Austria, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, and America, and USA. What's really interesting is it was number 2 in America for 6 weeks in a row because the number 1 song that was blocking it was number 1 for 6 weeks in a row. 1991, the summer, it was a song from an adventure movie starring Kevin Costner. I'm giving you little hints as we go.
Oh.
By Bryan Adams.
It's by Bryan Adams.
Number 1 song for 6 weeks in a row in 1991.
Kevin Costner, I was thinking My Bodyguard.
Robin Hood.
Oh, Robin Hood.
Everything I do it for you.
Wow.
So 6 weeks, that was number 1, and this song was number 2. They borrowed, Right Said Fred borrowed £1,500 to make the song and £3,500 to make the video.
Oh my God.
Which makes me think that someone was walking around with $3,400
Yeah.
pounds in their pocket. That's an old joke. I stole that. But yeah, so that was I'm Too Sexy. Should we dive? Do you have any more notes?
I do not have any more notes.
Are you ready to dive in?
I'm ready to dive in.
Okay, Christina. This was released July 16th, 1991. Please tell us your vibes way back when in the early 90s with Good Vibrations.
So I liked the song.
Yeah.
I was a little old for the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch kind of groupie situation. I always liked Marky Mark. I always thought it was adorable. But I always thought it was a little too big and bulky, too. Okay. So he wasn't really my cup of tea back then until he started getting into, like, the acting and stuff. And then he was, like, still is my guy. Okay. By the way, I read somewhere today, do you know how much he's worth? I saw a question, like, who's worth more, Donnie or Mark? And I had to look at the answer. Do you know how much he's worth?
Well, you're saying this. I'm going to say...
Today.
$750 million.
Well, now it just makes me look bad.
Okay.
No, 400 million.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this guy. Yeah. And then Donnie is like 25 million or something like that. I mean, it's not that much.
Well, I'd take it.
I mean, seriously, I would take 25 million. But like, isn't that so funny, like the difference? Anyway, so. Yeah. So,
that surprises me about Donnie, though. I mean, New Kids... I mean, that was like a cash cow, although they're touring again, so maybe they need, the money. I don't know.
I mean, it's 25 million, though. Seriously. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot. Wait a minute. You're the one that just said it wasn't a lot of money.
Well, compared to Mark.
Yeah, but he's had a prolific acting career. Yeah.
And he still gets royalties
off
of the song.
Yes, because he co-wrote it, I believe. And he... What else does he do? Doesn't he have Wahlburgers? Is that
yeah,
part
that's
of
the
him?
whole family.
Okay,
That's the whole family.
But God knows. So... anyway, continue.
Anyway, so yes. So, big fan now of Mark. It just wasn't really on my radar back then. And I just thought he was a little bit, just like a little punk.
Yeah, well, he was. He had a criminal record. Didn't he, like, partially blind a man?
Yeah, I mean, he was, yeah. So I wasn't that familiar with the video or whatever. I probably watched it a couple times. But I like the song. I mean, you can't argue with the song. The song has a good beat. It's, probably... was played everywhere I went. So, I mean, I like the song, but yeah, as far as the video goes, I think I watched it like once or twice, and that was about it. What about you? What's your then?
I remember thinking this video was very long back then. At the same time, anytime they showed Marky Mark with his shirt off, swinging, not the boxing stuff, but just like standing there, I was like, I mean, his body is, to me, ridiculous back then. Yes. Like, I mean, and just so like smooth.
It almost looks fake.
It does.
It looks very steroidy to me.
The cinematography is very crisp and clean.
Yeah.
I liked...
And his face is just so fucking cute.
Oh, Christina.
I love that face.
So, I think I was less convinced with his, thug ish tough guy.
Yes.
Like, he has the cane in his hand. He's, like, shoving the cane in the camera.
Yeah.
And then he's, like, walking all tough and pissed off. I'm like, that never rang true for me.
I agree.
Even though he does have, even though he's a bit of a bad boy and he's committed some crimes in the past.
He's just, like, too clean.
But he was no tattoos. Like, no, like, I mean, his body is, like, totally nothing smooth. But I just remember thinking the video was long, but I understood it, and you kind of get his persona. But I loved the song.
Yeah.
And I love Lolita Holloway and, like, Good Vibration, like, and all that. So just a fun song. To be fair, I think I like Good Vibrations as a song more than I'm Too Sexy.
Yeah,
they're I do. Okay. I don't know if I don't think they're that different, to be fair.
Okay.
Like, cause they're like dance, like they're like club bops. Like, I don't find Good Vibrations, I'm really sorry if I'm gonna offend anyone. I don't find I would never consider Good Vibrations to be a hip hop song.
Or like a rap.
Or rap.
Yeah.
I do not consider Good Vibrations to be a rap song. Sorry to any Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch fans.
I just feel like there's a little bit more to it than the, I'm Too Sexy. I feel
that's fair, yeah.
I'm Too Sexy, yes, it has like the techno beat and all of that, but it's just a little too, like a little fluffy, too fluffy for me.
In my memory, I think of them as both dance songs.
Yeah, they're definitely
club
dance
songs,
songs,
yeah. So I'm minimizing both for the sake of my memory. Okay, so 14 million views. Let's talk about now. When did you rewatch?
I watched Good Vibrations
this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it twice, which usually I don't. I watched them once, but I watched it in full first, and then I watched it again for my notes.
Okay.
And just because I just really wanted to watch it. And I liked it. I did like it. It has such a high production value.
It's a good looking video.
It is a great looking video.
Black and white, beautiful.
It probably, I don't know how much it cost to make this video, but it probably cost quite a bit of money. The dancing in this video is amazing. Yep. I love all the dancing. One thing I did notice is that Mark Wahlberg does not dance in this video.
At all.
And I think they try to make it seem like it's him.
Yes!
Shadow,
I had the same note with the water and the puddle. Yes.
In the puddle with the backwards cap, right? Like, they're trying to make it seem like that's him, but it is not him. But I thought it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Mm-hmm.
He is adorable. Like, again, I don't buy the tough guy thing that much.
Yeah, me either.
But I just think he's too cute and he's too clean and too,
His skin is
it's like porcelain. It really like, I feel like if I hugged him, I'd slide off.
It's one. It's one thing that he's muscly, and he is super cute in this video, and his body's amazing. But it's really his skin is flawless. There's not a hair. There's not a crease. There is not. Mm-hmm. It is like exactly. It's like It's like porcelain. Yes. It is smooth.
Yes.
I wrote, dang, his body. I wrote the cinematography. His skin all over. His shoulders are insane. He is phenomenal in those shirtless moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, less convincing in the boxing stuff, though, too. I don't even think he's a convincing boxer in this.
No, I don't think so either. He looks like he's just joking around.
Yeah, it's a little, It's
a little bit like, oh, funny.
Yeah.
I said, Mark looks good. It's an iconic song. The dancing, the shirtlessness. Catching? What does that mean?
Catching? I don't know.
I don't know what that means. But so much energy. The energy matches the song, I thought.
The editing was fantastic with the dancers to Lolita's solos. Yeah.
Yep.
To the piano. Yeah.
Yes. It's so much fun. He's so cute, and I love the black and white.
Yep.
I think that's very effective. I could have done without all of the sex parts. With him with the girl.
I agree. And I remember thinking it was so hot when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I think, because one of my biggest plus about this video is that I think it feels like it's very much a group effort. Mm-hmm. You see dancers, you see the band, essentially the piano player and other people. You see Lolita.
I'm so glad she was there.
Because you guys, I'm not going to talk about it, but you guys can Google Black Box and the song Ride on Time, because they would hide her because she wasn't, quote unquote, thin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she is front and center in this video. I think the video does a really strong job of giving everybody a good amount of screen time.
Absolutely. And my memory of it...
Group effort.
My memory of it was just him.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't remember it, but I love that the Funky Bunch is really prominent in this video. I feel like they all have like basically equal time.
It's good, and the dancers are given so much time. It's really I give the video a lot of credit. To tie into what you were saying about what did you just
the sex part?
The sex part, because that becomes the weakest part. This girl has nothing to do with this band.
No, and it wasn't that sexy.
It wasn't that sexy now, and not only that, when you really listen to the lyrics, it's about dancing. He's all about clean. I'm drug free. I'm clean. I am here. This is designed to move you and to give you grooves to dance to. Mm-hmm. This is about dancing. It's not about screwing to the beat. It's not about, and when he says, "Can you feel it, baby? I can too." That always made me laugh. It still makes me laugh. Still makes me laugh. And he's in bed with this girl, and he's laying next to her, and he goes, "Can you feel it, baby?" I'm like, well,
I think she just did.
And he's like, she may have felt it, but you're next to her. I can too. And so
I'm sorry, but that's such a turn off too. If you're in bed with somebody, you're like, "Can you feel it, baby?"
I would hope so.
Ugh, get out of my bed.
Quite frankly, if you have to ask if I can feel it, maybe I can't.
Just that would not appeal to me.
Maybe I'm not feeling it. I just wrote, Mark's a much less convincing tough guy strutter with a grumpy face. It's too performative, but believe it or not, that is all my notes. I have a little bit of trivia.
And I just said no Mark dancing.
Yeah.
And I said the sex part is not necessary. And then
Which is funny.
Lolita Holloway.
Yeah. Because it's funny, because when you have because he's sexy in this, but it's not sexy watching him have sex.
No,
and that's
really
what,
not.
It's not. So it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it is weird.
Because we talked about George Michael, I Want Your Sex, and Madonna.
Yes.
Justify My Love. They are sexy.
Very sexy.
And it's sexy watching them make out with people in both of those videos that we liked. That's another episode. I didn't write down the number. But, trivia. The song went #1 in the USA, in Denmark, in Sweden, and in Switzerland. This is really interesting.
Okay.
I was like, wow. Marky Mark was trained by Mickey Ward for his boxing scenes. Mark Wahlberg went on to play Mickey Ward in the 2010 film The Boxer.
Oh my God!
Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
Crazy.
I love that trivia.
Critics said the song, critics liked the song, but said the rhymes were trite, but many critics called out that it sounds way too much like Ride on Time by Black Box. I played it, and it really, really does. And Lolita Holloway is in it. She's in that song.
Interesting.
I have a question for you, Christina, though, and it's not a match game or anything like that. It's, do you think he says, "Come out swinging," or "Come on, swing it"? In the very beginning, it's like, "Come on, swing it. Come on, swing it." Is he saying, "Come on, swing it," or "Come out swinging"?
I think I always thought it was "Come out swinging."
It's not. I always thought it was "Come out swinging." It's "Come on, swing it." And I looked, I did closed caption.
Is it, come on. No, that's move it. Wait.
Feel it.
Feel it.
But in the beginning, it's come on, swing it. Come on, swing it.
Yeah, I think I would have thought, I thought.
Come out swinging.
Come out swinging.
Because he's boxing.
Yeah.
So I cross-checked 3 different lyric sites, and I put on my closed caption, and it's "Come on, swing it." It ruined the whole day for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Lita Holloway passed at 64 of heart failure in March of 2011. According to The Independent, she's one of the most sampled female artists of all time.
Wow.
A majority of house and dance tracks in the 90s feature her vocals.
Wow. Good for her.
Crazy.
Sorry that she died.
I know.
Does it say how much it cost to make this video?
I looked up about making the video, and I could not find much.
Yeah, I think it was like $1 billion.
It looks great. But Christina, we have a job to do.
We do have a job to do.
Our work is not over.
And let me tell you something. I do have my answer.
Okay.
But this was a bit harder than I had anticipated.
It was easier for me, I'll be honest.
Because I was really thinking, well, let's write down our answer first. And this is for the vault.
Yeah.
The other one will be destroyed.
Unless there's a conflict.
Unless there's a conflict
or
a tie.
Instagram.
All right. What are we thinking? 1,
2,
3.
Good vibrations. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure because you loved the I'm Too Sexy video.
I did, and that's why I was a little struggly. I'm like, ooh, I think this is going to be a little tough for me to decide which one. Mostly because when I'm thinking about what's going to go in the vault, I do like to kind of have a good variety of things, videos, and things that like sort of represent different parts of things. And I felt like the I'm Too Sexy definitely would have represented more of a humorous. There was some song that was so ridiculous, it was so popular, and I can't remember.
I Touched Myself?
No. It was very much like an I'm Too Sexy.
Oh.
It was like a...
You Look Marvelous from Billy Crystal?
Yeah, that was one of them. And then there was another one, too. There was...
Rico Suave.
Rico Suave.
Oh, damn.
It was, I think it was an Asian... Was it an Asian guy that sang it?
Like recently? Like last 10 years?
Maybe.
Is it Putnam Style?
Putnam Style was another one. But like, we have these like songs... But no, there's another one, and I'm going to friggin' remember it right after we shut these things off.
So it's kind of like a novelty song. Like
a novelty song, and it just becomes so popular, and it's the song of the summer. Anyway, I feel like there's a place in our vault for something like that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because we haven't really put one in, so that's why it's a good song, and it was so popular, it's an earworm.
Like not like MC Hammer, Hammer Time, or anything
no.
Like that. No. Not Milli Vanilli. I'm trying to think of like sort of the campier.
No, it was definitely a one-hit kind of.
Okay.
One-hit wonder for sure.
Damn, you have to think about it.
I will think about it. It'll come to me. But anyway, that's why I was kind of conflicted. But then, you know, at the end of the day, it's a much better video.
It's a much better video. And also, I think it's important because like it's like that sort of singer turned actor thing.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool too. And I do think the video looks gorgeous. It's so beautiful. It's really nice.
It's a beautiful,
the cinematography is gorgeous, and the editing.
They spared no
really
expense.
Nice. I think I would have given I'm Too Sexy more credit if it had just been more synced up.
Yes.
With the actions in the song.
And it was short and yeah,
it's harmless. And I listen. Both those songs come on. I'm in a dance club even now.
I'm still gonna dance.
If you're at a wedding or something or some. Whatever, I don't know what parties we even go to anymore, but it's like some sort of event.
Yeah,
I'm dancing to both of these songs.
Yes, for sure.
Totally, yeah.
But
and,
anyway,
friends, that
was that's the vault. The vault
1991
Good Vibrations, and that was our 91 one-hit wonders. Yeah.
And I know someone's going to say, well, Marky Mark and the Funky had Wild Side too. It's like, yes, they had Wild Side, but
first of all, our listeners do not speak that way. Show some respect. And on that note, have a great week.
And that's it for us and for this episode of Old Roommates.
Thank you for listening. Please remember to follow us on Instagram or YouTube, where we have our episodes as well as a little extra.
And if you have any questions about our show, any suggestions for movies we could revisit, reach out to us at oldroommatespod@gmail.com.
Thanks again for listening.
This is Brian.
And this is Christina. Until next time.